فکر میکنی به وی پی ان به چیز وصل شم یا موبایلم؟ هم. هم. شیش. Hello.
I'm ready.
I'm ready as well. I'm gonna go live at the same time on Instagram on my side camera.
Okay.
But it's just showing the screen, and I'm also recording the session, so
Okay.
it should be nice. Okay, all set. How are you?
Good.
Did you get the kids?
Yes, everything is arranged.
Everything is arranged. Perfect. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
I love it. Be here. Mm.
The only funny thing that I see is that it's around 1 minute delay from Zoom to LinkedIn. I don't know if it's on purpose or it's just technical delay, but it doesn't affect us because we do we focus on our Zoom meeting, so you don't need to focus on LinkedIn.
Mm. Okay.
Nice. Mhm. Yeah. I love that we both have almost the same style with
Yes.
our knit blouses. Um, so should I maybe go live already on Insta? Hmm. I have the questions in front of me, and I
Yeah,
really
I'm doing that.
say that again.
I'm putting them
Yeah, I don't think you need them because I will
on.
then, yeah, I will just guide you through it. And if, like we did this morning, like we talk about something interesting pops up, we talk about that. It doesn't need to just follow the exact frame, but I just make sure to cover the main themes that I had written you.
Okay.
Yeah. You are a natural performer, so it will be fine. I have no doubt. Mm. So there is this question that I'm asking you about that you are doing another coaching program, but you don't need to name them. I think I
Mm-hmm.
also said about the tools, you don't need to say like Todoist, you can say the productivity system that they put so that we don't name names. Uh,
Yeah, like the
yeah,
brand.
but the tools that are mine, feel free to like the most confident persona or those things that we work together, it's okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Mhm. It actually was easier to do it as I thought for live. So we basically can connect if you have the pro version in Zoom, which I think you do,
Yeah.
then you connect it to LinkedIn. I can show you later in case you decided to do yourself.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, it took me some time to figure it out, but when as it is, when you find the solution, you're like, ah, that was easy. It took me some research, but I didn't want to buy yet another application. Uh, I don't have your voice. Say that again.
There's so many things that you need to pay for nowadays. It's
Yeah,
like Zoom, this,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. And they are increasing the prices like crazy. And, some of
yeah.
them are double prices, unfortunately, now. So I'm gonna now go live on Insta, but then I have linked to people can join us on, I have linked it to the live here. So I will also go
Okay.
on LinkedIn. Oh, try again. Typical. So I need to do it again. I think it's because maybe I have been in it for long.
Wait.
Mm, yours. Okay, get your copy. Now I jinxed it. I said, it's so easy. Okay, soon. How is the weather up north?
It's very sunny but very windy. I think we
Oh.
are getting a bit of a storm.
It's the same here. So it has been very windy in Stockholm. We also have gotten some very heavy rain afternoon. Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
We we are like getting a flood, like the river, the Tornelven.
Mhm.
It's about to go over the limit. So
No.
every day we are checking if we are going to have a flood or not. See, we had it 2 years ago, and we were
Mm.
closed. Like
Yeah.
in the south, the roads were closed,
Mm.
and in the north as well. It
Mm.
was a bit scary.
So how can I hide this? Don't. Okay. I don't want this to be shown. So I have an authentication problem. Let's see how I can. What? Okay. It's. Uh, this is asking me if I'm. Mm, a bit slow on LinkedIn side. I did a test live, but now it's asking me again for credentials. Let's see how that works. Hmm. Just check something on my phone. Let's see. Okay. Now let's try again for LinkedIn and see what it wants me this time. Authentication and then go live. No thanks. Mhm. Okay, now we should be live. Okay, now it says past the schedule time, but I want to go live. Just this. Okay, let's see. Now I think it should be okay. Um, okay, lovely. I think it all is set. And then I will also quickly check it on LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
all is fine, and then we can get it started. Mhm.
Yeah, we are on.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so, so much for giving me your precious time, dear Olivia. I'm so happy to have you here. And I'm so
Thank you.
excited to talk to you about the work we did together.
Yes, I love to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Of course. So I would like to start from the beginning.
Mm.
When we had this conversation on LinkedIn, I don't know how we connected, but you were very clear from the beginning. You wrote me that, Maria, I know I want to do this coaching. I want to work with you. And basically, we started. Can you tell me where you were at that moment? What made you think about looking for coaching and then reaching out to me for that?
I was in a moment where I had done another coaching program for business owners,
Hmm.
but it felt very una unauthorized. Like it was not landing properly. I didn't feel taken care of, and I didn't feel that my needs were met.
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I had all this bunch of information, but I have no idea how to use it or how to
Hmm.
put it in place or how to even know that if it's the right information for me. So I
Yeah.
was pretty lost, but with a bunch of information and a bunch of things
Hmm.
that I knew had to be done, but I
Yeah.
didn't know how to do them, basically.
Yeah. So
So,
the difference was that, and it was so obvious also in our work together, you had a vast knowledge, both in terms of marketing, which is your expert in. You also knew a lot about owning a business because this is basically this uh, business that we work together. It's your second business. You have been in business for many years. So I also know that you have done therapy, so you have a lot of self-awareness. But it
mm,
was, as you say, it was about, I know all of this, but still I'm not using it in the way that I want to. So you really needed something, some sort of support that
mm,
helps you move forward using everything that you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, nice. Um, so we worked a lot with patterns, and it's one of big part of the work that we did together. Um, What would you like to share with people that are listening now? What is one of the patterns that was repeating in you? But at the time, like when you came to me, you were not still seeing it as clearly, although you had the awareness, right? You have the self-awareness and the knowledge about the business. What could you mention one of those patterns?
Well, basically, as a business owner, I like, and as a high achieve person that I am, it is you want to get so many things done, and you are constantly turning down fires and turning up fires and
Mm.
rescuing people all the
Yeah.
time. And this was one of the main patterns that like I was doing. I was
Mhm.
always in the survival mood in the companies, like
Mhm.
horrible. And the first thing that we did was put a structure into that.
Yeah.
So you gave me all these tools that we could use. Like, first of all, you made me define my values
Hmm.
and to have a pattern and a structure focused on those
Hmm.
values
Yeah.
that sometimes we missed as business owners, actually. And then to maintain the focus, like we build this persona And from the day one, you told me like we have to start stepping up into this place
Mm-hmm.
uh, with your values and with what you can and with everything you can do. So this was a big change
Mm-hmm.
because you are aware of your abilities and what you can do with them,
Yeah.
but it's a completely other game court when you are using them and when you have the structure behind it to say like no, you, this is where you're coming from, this is what you are becoming, and you, these two things
Mhm.
are together.
Yeah.
So we have to, you like we worked and we continue working a lot in this and like having this connection alive all the time
Mm-hmm.
until I am this other person that I want to become.
Yeah.
So this structure, like this bridge in between, is a great structure and a great pattern change.
Yeah. I'm happy that it works for you. And now that you are mentioning it, I remember something that at least stood with me because you are, as you said, you are an ambitious person and you have over the years have done so many amazing things. Like you know a couple of languages, you know, you speak fluently German, Swedish, like English and Spanish and learning now Finnish, like i- all of this person. So that shows how smart you are and how ambitious you are to always keep learning, right? And
Hmm.
one of the things talking about the pattern and this identity, what I noticed with you is that you have this bold, creative, an action-oriented persona in your personal life. We talked about for you for adventure in nature. Do you remember? And your kite surfing
Yes.
itself. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because it was also a shift of, I told you, you already are that person, Olivia. It's just that somehow, as a CEO in this business, you are not owning it.
No, because there's a lot of fear in this of you want to, you have so many obligations to say or so many responsibilities
Mm-hmm.
as a CEO and business owner or whatever, and you miss this part of that it also has to be fun. And for me, fun is to do adventures,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So to start finding the small adventures in everyday tasks and to allow myself to take those opportunities because I think I was very trapped in let's do more and more and more and more and more. And that doesn't really make you better,
Yeah.
but it comes to a point of that you are just extremely exhausted.
Mhm.
And we have to be able to find these adventure moments, or like whatever giving you is giving us, I don't know, happiness, whatever.
Yeah.
Like to
Fulfillment.
keep them, to fulfillment, to keep them, so we can go for more and achieve more.
Yes. And I talked about one of my favorite terms, you know, you have heard it a lot, sustainable. I told,
Mm.
like we talked a lot about that, that it's about you finding a structure, finding a pace, and stepping into the identity that is so you that this becomes um, sustainable for years to come because it's just the beginning of, as we called it, building your empire. You're already like speeding up a lot. But a lot of, I would say, also part of my job was to remind you to slow down. How did that work for you? Like in the beginning, it's like I remember they were like, as you are doing now, it didn't come intuitively, right?
Mm-mm. No, at all. Like, um, well, I think first of all is to be able to pause
Hmm.
for small moments of time.
Yes.
So there you gave me a lot of tools and moments of like you have this moment and
Yeah.
you also do this other thing.
Mm.
First of all, that was super key for this development.
Mhm.
And the other thing that I think is very crucial in this process is like you have that attention to detail in what I'm telling you, and you design something
Mm.
that is going to be sustainable for me in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot of, um it's scary
Mm-hmm.
because we are wired, like I am wired into going 110 per
Mm-hmm.
hour. And sometimes this structure was like a bit scary and a bit like, Parillas un poco, like it's a bit crazy,
Yeah.
like how I'm going to do this. But as soon as you're open to this change and saying like, okay, at the end of the day, I came into this on my own, and either I take this opportunity or I'm going to miss this leap.
Yeah.
And taking this opportunity is also opening myself to the idea of like, wow, let's experiment with this new design of opportunity and structure. And you are seeing those things
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know, like it's not easy to see
Where you are in it.
because yeah, because you're in it, and that you're telling your coach things that are happening, and like I have this client and I have this other thing, and you're seeing these things like, okay, slow down. Next time you go and drink water, you think about drinking it, or next time you go to the bathroom, you go without your phone, and this and are so elemental things,
Mm-hmm.
but so many spaces of peace and moments to be able to grow, like to take these changes faster.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So compounding basically the small moments.
Yes.
And for
Yeah.
you, it was a combination of, as you mentioned, learning to pause. But
Mm,
also, what I remember was learning to really notice all the amazing things that you have done and you are doing.
yes.
You want to talk a little bit about that because one of the things that very, like I would say it was your first session, you wanted
Mm,
to send a proposal to a client and you were unsure
yeah.
about the price. And at the end, after that one session, I asked you, like, if you were not scared, what would you charge? And I
Mm.
remember that was basically, tell me the story, because I know then you, a couple of days after, and it was like 10 days into your coaching, you wrote me, it was accepted, and that was already your coaching investment covered. Already such a
Yes.
big, right?
Yes. It was crazy because it was a existing client,
Mhm.
but I knew the amount of work that they were needing, and basically I was just undercharging to be accepted. And that was like a lot of the history behind my business. It was also like this, I'm proving myself, I'm proving myself. So when this time around came, like the, let's say, second project with this client, I asked you because I was lost. I knew the amount of work, what I was capable of, the amount of control I could have, the amount of management that I was bringing in. But I also was scared to the bone to lose it. And I think this is a position where a lot of business owners are in
Yes.
because you want the business and you don't want to lose it and you don't want to overcharge. And you like, it's this, all these things playing in your head.
Hmm.
And we went basically, we had a, I don't remember exact increase, but we went for something like for charging 5,000 euros to finally charging 9,000
Hmm.
and taking over two extra projects. So it was like such a big change. And it was you telling me like, you're wow, like when I told you, when it was the first session, I told you everything I had been doing. And you told me like, wow, you're bringing everything into the game. Like you're really taking it in. And I didn't realize how much I was actually bringing in the game because I was in this um like ball of like, yeah, I do this and I do this extra and this and
Yeah.
this and this, but
There was a
I didn't
cycle of
value.
proving, as you said.
Yes.
Mm.
So when it clicked and I put the price and they accepted, I was like, this is what like, this is my value.
Yes.
And wow, like this is crazy. As soon as I realize my value and I am aware of it, I can, others are aware too. Like
Yes.
this, it sounds easy, but it's not easy.
Yes, exactly. And we always talked about that. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be
Mm,
worth it.
exactly.
The value that you get after it. Um, and I am curious now, after the experience that you have had, like now looking back, if you had not started and would have ended with the coaching that you did, like you did some business coaching program, you know all the strategy, you know the marketing and everything, what would you have lost if you had stopped there? Like you were in that, you came to me knowing that I have done this. Some people, when they have done this the first time and they are like, no, I'm going to stop here, kind of giving up. But you were like, no, I know what I need. My question is, if you hadn't done that, if you had stayed in that moment of, oh, it didn't work, then I give up, what would you have lost?
Well, I would have lost a lot because I was in a point of like giving up from being mentally drained
Mm.
from all these things that were not happening at the end of the day. And also a bit of lost myself because I really like, I really love my work.
Yes.
And I come to a point that I don't like, payment is very beautiful because
Mhm.
we all need money in our life,
Yeah.
but I love to do my work.
Mm.
So I most likely would have continued doing it, but for free, which is completely wrong. And it was like, for me, it was a tipping point. I was very sure going to give up having my second business and just focus on the first one,
Yeah.
and losing a big part of myself,
Mhm.
because I think it's very important that if you're good at someone, you share it with the world.
Yes.
And I would not have shared it.
Yeah.
So,
Create the impact. We talked about how much passion
yes,
and how much of your heart you are bringing because you really believe in helping others
yes,
shine. And we talked about that gift or that magic that you can add to another business owner, another business to shine and
mm,
succeed through your work and
yeah.
owning that as well. But I remember something that you wrote to me because I always do this assessment, long assessment, sending in before because I also pick my clients. And it was a question of what would happen if nothing changes, what will happen in 3 to 6 months. And your sentence, do you remember what you wrote?
Not exactly, but I think
You
you
wrote,
say,
I was going through my notes. What you wrote was that I will most likely close the agency, but I will be heartbroken.
yeah,
Yeah, because you really, as you said, it's really a big part of you, and you are so passionate for the
mm,
work, and also you bring all in for your clients. But you saw that you could lose that dream. It was a
yes,
dream, right? Now coming true.
yes. This, yes, is a crazy thing because um, I, first of all, I think people should know this. I live in the polar circle,
Mhm.
so I'm in the middle of nowhere. And to dream to have an agency here
Mhm.
is insane. I'm not in a big city. I'm not in a place full of people. I don't know, but it was a dream to start driving more people here
Yeah,
and like to bring it on, like to show people that we could do it everywhere.
yeah,
And it's amazing to think that now it is possible and it's materializing. Maybe not super fast like tomorrow, but maybe next year already have we have the office and we are like,
expanding.
growing,
Mhm.
expanding. And this happens a lot in this process. I understand it, but many give up and come to the same place where I was. Like, you are frustrated, you don't know how to continue,
Mhm.
and you feel like drained and lost. And then the easy escape is to quit, to
Mhm.
say, this is it. And sometimes you see as like, what a business coach will help me with
Yeah.
this, right? Like, No, like
Mhm.
I already did this, didn't work. Why I'm going to try it again?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
but sometimes you have to give that, okay, the last chance, and this
Mhm.
is it. And give the last push. It's like running a marathon. You pass the 20 kilometers, you pass the 30 kilometers, and then you are super tired
Yes.
in the kilometer 40, when the last 2.4 kilometers are the ones that count, because are the ones that gives you the medal
Yeah.
at the end, right?
Mhm.
So it's these last 2 kilometers, the last sprint, the last push.
Mhm.
And here I was in this last push to say like, okay, I will go all in with Parilla, and either it works.
Or not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
and here we are. You're already hiring
Yes,
second person for the agency, which is amazing. And then
yes,
you
I'm very
started, I
happy.
remember you said that in the next year I'm gonna do five, like not even less. You said my dream is to grow the team to five, but you already have now
Yes,
two hired, which is amazing.
yes.
And I also want to point out to something you mentioned, of course, that some people are in this stage of giving up. And one other thing that I have seen is that people keep doing the same thing. And what I admire about you and many of my clients is that you are open, as you mentioned before,
Mm.
to do this uncomfortable new things, new tools, new way of looking at things. Um, and I see that you have really embraced it. You just said design a couple of times. You mentioned
Mm.
experiment a couple of times. Can you tell me a little bit? Because these were like totally new to you. You were like, what are you talking about, Paria? There was new terms and new way of thinking for you as well.
Yeah, like Barilla had this amazing life design thing, and I was like, "What is this? What is this life design?" But then I started living it, and I understood how it works. So basically, you can design your life in different ways, and we all have, like, of course, when you have had a lot of trouble or a lot of hard designing your path to not have that trouble again, or to minimize
Mhm.
the trouble and the risk
Mhm.
and whatever. So you do basically a risk assessment, and you say like, okay, to not have this, I have to work like this.
Mhm.
But when you start finding one path, because you told me I do that a lot, that I found one solution and that's it, I go for it 100%. And you say, no, 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 it's not the only solution. And for me, that was like super triggering, because I was like, what? No, you have this other. That's an experiment. If that doesn't work, you have to find solution B, C, D, E, F. And there I was like, that's right. It doesn't have to work 100%.
Mhm.
It can not work, and I still have a chance to
Mhm.
go for more.
Yeah.
And I was not thinking like that. I was just like, okay, I found the solution. This is my brain goes, and already that solution is not founded
Mhm.
on the person I want to become.
Yeah.
It is founded on the fear and the obstacles and the challenges from before. So
Mhm.
I was going to stay on the same path
Mhm.
because I was in this design. So when you told me, no, 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 we're going to replace, and we're going to do experiments. I mean, I come from a engineering background as well, so it's a lot about making the hypothesis and to testing the hypothesis and to see if it really works.
Mhm.
And honestly, we forget about that. I mean, I think I did 5 years or 6 years of making experiments, and silly enough, when it became my life, it
Yeah.
escaped. So this is insane that I say like, nah, everything. Let's try it. It's an experiment. Make an hypothesis, how you think it will turn out. And if it's not, we change hypothesis and we go again.
Yeah.
And this is the key.
Yes.
So
And it's two things,
uh,
as you mentioned, is one like the hypothesis that you work with, um, and making you keep moving. But the other thing is taking out the pressure. Because a person
mhm,
like you, and it's all my clients, high performing, high standards, and you have the talent as well. But that also means that it puts so much pressure on decisions that you're going to make for your business, for your life, and the execution. And sometimes the pressure becomes so high that you feel stuck. You cannot move because it's too big
Yeah,
to take wrong. Mm.
exactly.
Mm.
And that's horrible because you start growing in that, oh, I don't want to do it wrong. I don't want to do it wrong. And everything you do it is wrong. Or is ironical, but you don't want to fail. And the only thing you do is fail yourself.
Yeah. Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, beautifully said. You don't want to fail, but then you are basically failing yourself and your dreams. Yeah, very beautifully said. Um, Let me see. What else I want to ask you? What would you say is, like we talked about the tools that we used, what is that it's very different compared to previous experiences that you had working with coaching or even maybe therapy, if you want to pick that? What was more
Well,
highlighted for you?
for me, it's like you really went into the detail.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, with my therapist, we go a lot into the trauma
Hmm.
that we all have. But you were like very clear from the beginning, like, I am not your therapist. So I am not working with your trauma. We are rewiring the patterns. So
Hmm.
you already know
Hmm.
what is there, but we are rewiring. And this is, for me, was this like the persona thing, and you have this ant
Hmm.
system
Yeah.
that
Automatic
it's quite,
negative thoughts, the
yes.
patterns.
And that's, for me, it seemed very overwhelming at the beginning because, wow, I had a lot of those. And I'm like, no way, I will get rid of this. But slowly, slowly, it's
Yeah.
about having the patience we have with
Mm.
our clients and our
Mm.
customers. We
Mm.
have to have it with ourselves.
Yes.
And this system does works. I mean, you even have the, I mean, you are like the first person and that has like this negative outlet meditation or visualization.
Negative visualization. Yes.
Visualization, yes. And this is insane because I think I even told you I encountered a problem with like with something in the government, and it was the first time I didn't end up super angry and like super
Mm.
frustrated. It was the first time that I actually, okay, let's find a solution together. What can you do?
Mhm.
This, and okay, and I can do this much. So you start rewiring the
Mhm.
way, like the frustration and the level of stress
Mhm.
and everything. So to not have the level of stress.
Yeah.
So this is it's insane how
Mhm.
good it works
Mhm.
because it seems very like what's an system, but it works.
Yeah.
And then slowly, slowly, you start rewiring
Mhm.
yourself on this negative visualization. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this is the worst can happen, and this I can handle like this.
Yeah.
There is a way out. There is a way to solve
Mhm.
it for the good.
Yes. And be proactive. We talked a lot about being proactive instead of
Yes,
reactive. Be proactive, even with things that don't necessarily go your way, which is the reality of life and business, right?
yes.
I'm very happy to hear that that landed with you, and I see that you are really embracing it. Um, what would you say, like now working day by day and like your regular week, what would you say is different, or how would you say is different compared to before working with me? Because we also like we worked with these things that I call like catching the patterns, the identity, owning the CEO identity. We also worked with the productivity system, the structure, and also elements of the business. Um, and then with moving, I also really always told you move, even if it's just a tiny bit, not stuck into analysis and reflection and so on. So now I'm curious, like all of these things that you mentioned, in terms of things that you have learned, how does it show up in your work day to day compared to how your days were before?
where basically now I first of all, and like more important, I know the minimum structure I have
Yeah.
in my day, and this already gives me like a safety net.
Hmm.
Second very important thing, I allow myself to pause, and this may sound crazy, but the more pause I have, the better I give.
Hmm.
So, like for example, if it's going to be a day charged with meetings and things and whatever, I try to take a slow morning,
Yeah.
and then I am okay. I sit down. I try to meditate every day.
Mm.
So this is super important. I visualize, I do, and then I'm ready. But I don't feel guilty anymore of
Hmm.
taking this time
Yes.
because I know I need it. I know it's like part of the structure.
Yeah.
Even if I'm going to do the minimum, this is this
Hmm.
is part of the minimum, and that has changed like a lot. Like it's something very small to have an structure and to have this,
Hmm.
but it makes tremendously change.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So happy to hear about it. And I want to say about something else that we talked a lot about, and it has been essential for you learn. And you mentioned it in the beginning, focus. Many people, many of the clients that come to me, they are idea machines. They have this brilliant brain. They see opportunities, they can connect the dots, and that's beautiful because then that's why you are an entrepreneur. Like you can see the opportunities in your field. You are so good in connecting people, and seeing the opportunities and create the opportunities for yourself. But we also talked a lot about this structure and keeping this focus even when the new shiny things pop up all the time. Because you are a multi-passionate person. You can connect your magic in the world to marketing, to tech, to construction, to languages, and you have lived in so many countries. So, of course, for you, the connecting these and coming up with ideas has been like a superpower, but at the same time, preventing you from what I call harvesting these seeds that you plant. Can you tell me a little bit about how that has been, knowing about that? Oh, I need to be careful about these ideas.
Well, it has been challenging because I have many ideas. But the good thing is that I have you because you remind me like, okay, yes, this can be like this, like this, like this, like this, but don't forget that you have to follow through.
Mhm. Mm.
And this is something that we forget a lot.
Mhm.
Can you put it in the system? Will it work? Will it be sustainable?
Mm.
Else, don't. You can experiment on it, see how it works, and that's it.
Mm.
But don't focus on those things. And like this is super important because if we cannot follow through, we also miss on the other, like on the service we're giving.
Yeah.
Then we also have mistrust. Then start on the other path.
Yeah.
So it becomes very dark side, so to
Yeah.
say, very
It's a lot
fast.
of basically open threads without really getting the
Yes,
fruit of the hard work that you are putting in.
exactly.
And we also
Yep.
talked about um, the idea of that it's not about like that you don't have these creative moments, but again, as part of your structure, that we capture those and we put them somehow in your timeline because you can have a couple of experiments moving forward, but
Yeah.
also catching yourself when you are keeping busy, but at the same time, this productivity is not where your resources should be. Because we talked about the messy middles as a founder, as a business model.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's very, I don't know how to say it. It's like very triggering because our passion, as you said, is to create all these things, and our not passion is to follow through, basically. So
Mhm.
to found the systems that we
Yeah.
can follow through
Hmm.
and to know that we can ask, I mean, this is basic, but many people don't know this, and I see it also every day. It's like they don't want people, we don't want to ask for help.
Yeah.
And we believe that we have to do everything on our own.
Hmm.
So slowly, slowly, we're filling that glass of obligations
Yeah.
with nonsense
Hmm.
instead of saying like, okay, this is, I mean, something that that you teach me that is super like valuable is create a process for it. Create a process, create a structure, and be sure that you can run it through.
Yeah.
And then you can release it. Then it's
Mm.
done.
Yeah.
And that is working.
Hmm.
And to think like that for every idea and every loose end
Hmm.
is super powerful because okay, what is the end of this? Here, how can I do this automatization, so to
Yeah.
say,
Hmm.
with who can help me or what can help me?
Yeah.
And then when that's figured out that okay, now it's running.
Yeah. Mm.
But this is the challenge. This is the complexity of it.
Yeah, exactly. Now I remember that there were two things and that we talked about first. I always told you that we are reducing your mental load because you are a person that when we met, you said everything is here in my mind. And I said download, download, download. And
Yeah.
I told you download it so clearly and so detailed that you can delegate because you are the CEO. You're not gonna do all of these things as your business grows because it needs to be defined, put in place. So when you hire, it's ready. As you said, you can release it so someone can take over. That and
Mm,
that's an art, as you said. That's a learning for being a CEO, basically.
mm,
What to release and what to keep, what to say yes to and what to say no to.
yeah.
Mm.
And also like to be able not only like I would say this applies also for boss people that are in high positions in a company.
Mhm.
Like also we are in the places where we are because of what we do. And sometimes we fear that if we give this ability to others,
Mhm.
we lose.
Mhm.
And we lose a piece of ourselves and then our value.
Yeah.
But it's super important to know that our value doesn't rely on this process.
Mm.
Our value relies that we are capable of doing this.
Yeah.
And even to be a leader, like to own a company or to be in charge of a team,
Mhm.
we have to be capable to trust our team.
Yes.
And if you are not capable of giving a system to your team, you're not trusting
Mhm.
them, how you expect to be trusted on
Yeah.
the other side?
Mm.
Like it has to, it's very complex because on one way, you don't want to lose power, but power comes with trust.
Yeah.
So if you trust your team, then you are becoming actually a leader.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the difference between like someone just firefighting, as you said in the beginning,
Mm,
to really leading and taking that identity of a leader and a CEO. And it
mm,
can be, and you're right, like I have clients that are corporate leaders, and that's a similar, like different surfaces of the same thing.
yeah,
Trusting yourself and also trusting others. And it's so hard in the beginning because you have high standards. And it's easy to think that no one can do this as well as I do. But then we always talked about what is the cost of not delegating it, because there is always a cost and a gift, the
yeah,
trade-offs. And keeping this talent that you have and the resources that you have for most impactful things as a CEO.
yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about uh, business results that you got. We talked a lot about the identity questions and the patterns. You had many good news while already, as we said, like the second week of working, signing new clients, and also signing the type of clients that really valued you and your work instead of
Yeah.
clients that really maybe were not ready for you. But also not only that, like corporate opportunities, new connections, and everything that you created and are creating for yourself and your business.
Yeah, this is very powerful. So I had, like, I think in total I had a revenue of 130,000 kroners, like 13, 12,000 euros. And it's insane because I never trusted like, I knew I could do it, but at the end, it's this level of trust that you say, like, how I can, like, yeah, I can do it. Like, of course I can do it. Like, but it, like, you
Mhm.
start going yourself in this stuff. And then now that I am at the other side, I say, like, I'm in the on the other side of the
Yeah.
of the fear. It seems so easy.
Hmm.
And we are there, and I'm making connections, like, I don't know, um, I open a whole new level of working overseas, like, in another market. And I open also so many more sustainable possibilities in my company.
Hmm.
And it is it is incredible, but it's also insane why I stayed in the other mindset so long.
Hmm.
This was on the other side.
Yeah.
And not noticing that I was attracting clients that, yeah, as you said, they were not ready. And also they were triggered by a lot of things that I was saying, because I don't know, like, I was reflecting myself, or like, we were a reflection of what it was inside my head. And now, basically, I have met, like, I have written to one of the persons I admire the most, and this
Yeah.
person answered. So I'm like, I was ecstatic. I now have an invitation to an event with this person that is out of my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I am not a star struck anymore about meeting this person um, anymore. I know, wow, I belong here. Like, I also have done this path,
Yeah.
and it's it's incredible to come to this. It
Yes.
looks so close, but it was so far away
Yeah.
because I was in the wrong mindset.
Hmm.
And now it's just like it's opening and opening and opening because I'm changing the pattern.
Yes.
And something like, this person, like, wrote a book, and in her book she was saying something that you taught me as well. It's scary, but the more like, attention to detail you put in the basic things,
Mm.
the easier it becomes.
Yeah.
So it can be your outfit, it can be anything, like,
Mm.
it can be going from your outfit to your schedule of the day to anything. And I noticed when I was reading this, like, this is exactly what Maria is teaching me.
Mm.
And now I'm in this level as well.
Yeah. Mm.
And then you start building these connections. And this is the magic of all,
Yeah.
because when you are underneath, so to say it, you see this, like, wow, what is that person doing in their day?
Yeah.
Like, how
Hmm.
this is insane. And then when you realize, is these small steps, I also can do them.
Yeah.
Then you become that person. And
It-
then you start aligning into that.
and
So
you
it's
and what you said is that it's so far away, and I'm so tempted that for you and for basically all my clients, it's one experiment away.
yeah.
This new connection that you're talking about, which connected you to two top brands, Porsche and Louis Vuitton, do you remember what was the experiment and how scary it was?
It's insane. Like, I like, of course I would love to promote her, but I don't think I don't want to use the space for it. But yeah, Maria told me to I have to network more
Yeah. It was just
and
like
to
we
write.
agreed. It was like you are busy, you have a lot, but what we said, let's say 10 DMs, 10 connections. Sometimes, but of course it is scary. So it's not about that you don't have any fear anymore. No, but you have learned that that fear and that kind of maybe like butterflies is part of the process and you can handle it. Whatever
Exactly.
it is, the CEO and this new version, which brings me to the next question. Tell me who this most powerful Olivia is.
No, but I'm another person. It's not Olivia. Like, I'm a more powerful persona, and like maybe I'm not fully her yet,
Hmm.
but I'm becoming her because I am more aware or what I am doing
Hmm.
and how I am doing it and how I'm achieving it.
And you
Am
are
I
doing
pre
it. I think it's not only
Yes,
more about just knowing, but you are moving. You are taking
yes.
those steps. Mm.
And it's very beautifully how this process goes and how this process it's going because the more you are holding up against it,
Mm.
the least you grow.
Yeah.
But the more you let go and say like, oh, I no, this is my limit, or no, I will, like exactly what happened with
Mm.
these DMs. I was like, but is insane.
Mm. Mhm.
How I'm going to do this? And then I said, okay, okay, let's start.
Mm.
And when I released this and I started, I noticed how fast it goes,
Mhm.
how it's like, wow, it's really being it.
Yeah. Mm.
So I can assure those persons that are still thinking if
Mhm.
going with you or not, or like
Mhm.
starting this process is not comfortable,
Mm.
but from the discomfort is the only way to become better.
Yeah.
There's no way you can be comfortable and grow. Like it's impossible. Impossible.
Mhm.
Because if you don't have discomfort, if you don't try something new, if you don't sit in that uh, new thing, you
Yeah.
will never grow.
And also taking the action, because it's
Yeah,
also like it's not only about sitting and analyzing together, because we put the foundation, and already I think it was one of the months that we called it the months of being uncomfortable. I do these fun things with clients. With you, we named that month the months of being, let's get uncomfortable. And then every
yes,
morning, because that's how we work, right? Every morning I would ask you, what is one uncomfortable thing that you want to do? Because we
yes,
knew that's where you're going to be. And then of course when you have someone to be on the side with you, and I always said uncomfortable enough,
yes,
because I also don't believe you burning yourself out or like pushing yourself too much that is backlashing. It's all about sustainability of this discomfort and designing these experiments to your level, that it's helping you move but at the same time teaching you something, but at the same time it's not too big that you get paralyzed. And you
exactly.
did an amazing job there as well. And that's what I wanted you partially mentioned, because I wanted to ask you, now that you have done this journey, who do you say this coaching is suitable for? And who do you think it's not suitable for?
I think if you are still in the victimization and all these patterns,
Mhm.
it is not for you. Because not because I don't think you are capable of this, but because you have to go out of that,
Mhm.
like to be able to stand your ground and
Yeah.
say like, I am this person.
Mhm.
This is for those that you are already one step ahead and you want to reach higher, but you did like you don't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very like important because no one knows how to. There's like, I assure you, there's no leader that didn't had a business coach
Mm-hmm.
or some something that were giving the support. And this is super important to know because many business owners I know they need this,
Mm-hmm.
but somehow we live in a society that many believe that you get the info per osmosis. I don't know, that only by reading I'm a business leader, you become a business leader. And no, it takes this, it takes learning. It's a continued learning curve. It's a continue, okay, this is now this method. Let's try it out. Let's see how it works. Maybe this works for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I, like I'm saying this, I read I all the books you can imagine, times 10 and 7 habits of
Mm-hmm.
super successful people. I don't know how it's called, like all these books. And yeah, they resonate. I learned some stuff from one, like one of every steps and books and thing and theory and whatever. But to really get it in your heart, in your skin, you need someone that is guiding you, that has this design that tell you, no, now we need a little bit of that. And it's like making a recipe, right, for
Mm-hmm.
dinner. Now this is better, and you take a little bit of this, and you take a little bit of that, and you take a little bit of this, and you create a whole design, a whole life for this person. But it takes someone outside to see it and to tell
Yeah.
you, like, this is what you need.
Yeah.
This is it.
Mhm.
And if you are ready to have this support and to have this
Mhm.
and to let go that you cannot do everything on
Yeah.
your own,
Yeah.
this is for you.
Yeah.
If you are still in the, no, I can read 15 books and blah, blah, blah,
Mhm.
no,
Mhm.
keep reading the 15 books. Like, not yet. Finish the 15
Yeah.
books.
Mm.
But
Mm.
no, this is for you. And I think this is super important because um, even like one of my biggest persons that I admire, he said, he died, but he said that if you if you don't try it and if you don't give it a go, you will never know. So
Yeah.
where do you want to stay?
Yeah. Mm.
In the, well, if I could,
What if?
or you wanna know?
Yeah. Mm.
And this is the thing, you wanna know or you don't wanna know.
Yeah. Amazing. So beautifully said. Thank you for sharing. And if you go back now, we started working together like 4 months ago. Uh,
Mm.
what would you say the Olivia back then, if you were in front of her now as the new CEO,
I
Olivia?
will tell her, you're
Let's
so
go.
stupid. Do it. You're so like, why you like this? Like, don't, like, why you keep killing yourself over this?
Mm.
Like, um, this is not the way. Like, try it. Like, just I will have push her.
Mm. The other side.
Yeah.
And there are people that are considering the coaching and they are like, but I'm not sure. And especially business owners, they are sometimes thinking that, yeah, but if when my income gets to this level, then I can afford it. Like there are hesitation, time hesitation, investment hesitation. I'm not sure hesitation. Like there are different things that prevent us from taking action. What would you say to them then?
It's never the right moment
Mm,
because it's never the right moment to be uncomfortable.
yeah.
Trust me in that one. Also, like you always think, I know I have this project and then I'm done and then I have time. No, life doesn't work like this. Life doesn't wait for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the sad but
Mm-hmm.
very true and honest thing to say. Like, no, do it now, fit it in your schedule now,
Yeah.
and you will see the change.
Mm.
Everything will come. When there's a will, there's a way. want to do it, it will open, it will happen. You have to, that trust you had the day you open your business is the same trust you have to have when you sign up for the program,
Mm-hmm.
because it will, like, I swear to God, even if everything, nothing works, you will have done the experiment
Yeah.
that this doesn't work. Like, then this doesn't work, but you already tried it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, it's not another person telling you, you should do it. No, you already did it
Mm-hmm.
and you know better now.
You have
You
real
know a little bit
data.
more.
Yeah.
Yes, you know a little bit more. And you will earn, oof, even when day one, you will already be on 1% above of those that are not daring to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot
Mm-hmm.
when you think about it. Like that 1%,
Yeah.
you're already above
Yeah. Amazing.
everyone else. Yeah.
I think I covered all the discussion points that I had with you. Just I will browse them a little bit in case I have missed anything. But you were amazing. You shared so much, like so honestly, about your story and what has changed and shifted for you. Anything else that you would like to add about
No,
this?
it's a pleasure working with you. I'm so happy I did it.
Mm,
And I'm so happy that I allowed myself to go for it, because it's not easy, when you have family and when there's so many things around, and to give myself the space to do it
mm.
and to push and to stay consistent, like, is the discipline as well.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
very grateful.
Amazing. And it has been such a pleasure to work with
Thank you.
you. And you have been kudos to that, to also like being so open and curious. And I always say, like a true designer, having really embraced that designer
Thank you.
mindset and experimenting and moving forward. And I will leave your connection to everyone who wants to come to you for the amazing
Thank you.
work that you are doing in the agency. And I cannot wait to see, witness the empire that you are building. You're already doing amazing work and killing it. And I cannot wait to see more and more of the impact that you are creating with this beautiful human being that you are in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia, for giving us your time.
No, thank you for inviting me. It's
Yeah,
a
take
pleasure.
care. Thank you.
You
Bye.
too. Bye. I had done another coaching program for business owners, but it felt very una- unauthorized. Like, it was not landing properly. I didn't feel taken care of, and I didn't feel that my needs were met. So I was
Hmm. Vast knowledge, both in terms of marketing, which is your expert in. تو روی زوم داشتی میگی؟ بس مامان